episode of Don't Do That on Epic Fridays. Hope y'all weekend is going good. Mine, however, is always busy. It started off and ended busy today. So, as 16 comes on, let's go ahead and let you know what we're smoking on today. Got this new little thing, a little ration. It was pretty dope because I got it because of the little tin. And it's from House of Dink. This is my spot. It is a ration 5-pack PK unit by a vendor called G Hi Joe. That is what it is. So, it is called the Goat, and you get 5 half-gram little guys in here and whatnot. So, I thought it was pretty nifty, but I wouldn't get one free, so, yeah, not bad.
Yo, so, right now, we've been giving y'all Easter eggs for a while now, but that track right there is called Lumberjack, and I'm shooting a video to it in March. Jason Mask is going to be filming the video. I tagged a bunch of my people on Facebook a little earlier, probably like 85, 90 people. I actually want those people involved in the video. If you need me to email you the song so you can check the vibe of the video, it's more like a nostalgia song. We're talking about old school stuff that we used to do back in the 90s, 2010s, whatnot. You know what I'm saying? Early 2000s, mid 90s type stuff. You know what I mean? So it's like a nostalgia cut.
Right. Red and black. Lumberjack.
With the hat to match. With the hat to way back. But yeah, so we're going to do the video to that. And please, we're shooting it in March, man. As we film this right now, it is only January 24th. You got time to be in the video, man. You got time. You got time.
And our topics, the topics that I got going on is, well, Las Vegas police say it's not their job.
Uh-oh, to do what?
To assist with Trump's illegal immigration roundups. And the other one is trans activists shut down Washington TP USA event after pulling fire alarm and shattering window.
Oh, man.
I mean, again, everybody has a right to protest, and I respect it as always, but have some respect for yourself. Obviously, you're protesting because you don't agree with somebody's opinion, but when you start to kind of make yourself look like an ass, like whenever other people are made to sound like animals when they do stuff like that, right? Animals, but then you have this, and it's just, oh, okay. Sorry, but no. It's a double standard.
Ooh, double standards. Please check my iconic rant, and it will cover double standards. The iconic rant is on OGs versus youngins. OGs versus youngins. And it poses the question, do we always, as the OGs, have to bow down and be mature when we're being attacked on some immature bullshit?
No.
Oh, well, you're the older one. You should be more mature.
Here's the question here then that we all must relate to. Are we over the age of 25? Bitch, you're an adult. You are grown. Your mature level should still be at the level of knowing that if you want to be petty, petty is going to get you back. Period. End of story. That's been a life lesson we learned all the way up until then.
Hey, Because I'm far
Leave
from
people
Petty
alone.
Jackson. I'm far from Petty Jackson, but I can be Petty Murphy. And get raw.
Rightfully so, though. I mean, whenever you keep poking at something, you know, and then made out to be the bad guy.
You poke the bear, you get the teeth.
And then made out to be the bad guy. Because people's feelings get hurt. Well, anyways.
Alright.
Alright. So, not my job. Sheriff vows Las Vegas police will not assist with Trump's illegal immigration roundups. Here. Put this down. So, after President Donald Trump returns to the White House and swift sweeping actions to crack down on illegal immigration, the head of the Las Vegas Metropolitan Police Department, Sheriff Kevin McMahill, doubled down on a policy guiding officers to limit cooperation with immigration and customs enforcement and not assist with federal immigration roundups. The department emphasized its policy of not investigating immigration violations, according to a statement posted on X Tuesday. The department said its statement was in response to questions regarding immigration enforcement. The policy, which was instituted during the first Trump administration in 2019 and then amended in 2023, states that although Nevada peace officers have the authority to assist in enforcing federal laws, Las Vegas police officers will not enforce immigration violations, and officers will not stop and question, detain, arrest, or place an immigrant on hold, or place an immigration hold on any individual on the grounds they are an undocumented immigrant. It is the policy of this department to recognize the dignity of all persons regardless of their national origin or immigration status. They are committed to community-oriented policing as a strategy that focuses on developing relationships with community members regardless of the immigration status of a suspect or victim. According to them, the policy, the department will share criminal intelligence regarding transnational organized crime and international terrorism with any and all law enforcement agencies, including ICE. Now, the policy further states that the department will also notify ICE when a foreign-born individual is arrested and charged with a violent felony, domestic violence, or driving under the influence at the time of booking and release. However, the policy says that the department will not delay the release of an inmate for ICE and will release a migrant if ICE is not present at the time of the inmate's release. In an interview with local outlet 8 News, he said that his officers would not assist federal authorities with roundups of illegal immigrants, saying, "That's not my job. I have too much to do." I don't intend to change that policy anytime soon. What I do hope to happen is that there's a bipartisan effort to secure our border. In previous statements, ICE has said law enforcement agencies refusing to honor its immigration detainers or hold requests unnecessarily place agents and communities in danger by necessitating potentially violent confrontations and arrest in public spaces. Tom Homan, Trump's border Caesar, has spoken out unequivocally against public officials who have vowed not to cooperate with federal immigration authorities. When you release a public safety threat back into the community, that puts the community at great risk of crime, and it puts our officers at great risk. Now they've got to arrest the lead guy on his turf, where he has access to who knows what weapons, and it puts the public at risk. To sanctuary cities, I've said this many times, let us into the jail, where it's safer for an agent to arrest a bad guy, it's safer for the bad guy to be arrested in jail, and it's safer for the community. I want to save lives. A secure border saves lives. And when President Trump locks this border down, less women and children will be sex trafficked in this country. Less aliens will die making that journey, he added. Sanctuary cities are going to get exactly what they don't want. More agents in the communities, more people arrested, more collaterals arrested. So that's a game they want to play. Game on. Basically, what it's stating is that when there's a law in place, something in place, and when somebody above local law enforcement, like ICE, FBI, any other government agency that's above state, city, whatever, they're above you. So when they come in and they tell you this is what the fuck you got to do, that is what the fuck you're got to do. So to me, what that is telling me is saying, go ahead if you want to. Don't follow the rules. This is what's going on. You will lose your job. You will go to jail. You will have hefty fines. And on top of it, whose lives are about to be lost? Because like any other criminal, whether or not it's an illegal alien or a regular person here, or whatever you want to call it, violent criminals are violent criminals, just that. Somebody's bound to get hurt or to die. Why? Because nobody wants to work together.
And in lighter news, a lot of people laughed when Deadpool and Wolverine, when they said, yeah, they're going to make him do this until he's 90.
Wow.
A lot of people laughed at that line because we all thought it was hilarious. Yeah. Hugh Jackman has been Wolverine for what, 18, 19 years now?
Forever.
And so it came as no surprise to me, but it did kind of surprise me, I will admit.
I thought he was going to.
That Hugh Jackman has now signed a 10-year deal with Marvel Studios and will be Wolverine for the foreseeable future. Now, what does this mean? Okay, in my personal humble opinion, if he's going to be Wolverine for the next 10 years, this runs right into the X-Men saga, right? I mean, the X-Men movie's not that far off. It's not a decade away, is it? Because if the movie's not a decade away, then Hugh Jackman is going to be Wolverine in the X-Men film.
As long as they don't got anybody like, what's his face, that's doing the Batman, that has a lot going on in his life, actually.
Come on, Matt Reeves?
Exactly.
Yeah, I'm gonna spitball here and make a prediction. The Russo brothers are back the Russo brothers are back for Secret Wars and
they're gonna be involved.
Avengers Doomsday. And before they left, the last thing that they said they wanted to sink their teeth into when they finished giving us what was arguably one of the best comic book movies, in my opinion, of all time, the way it flowed and everything, it flowed just like a comic book, was Infinity War, not Endgame. Endgame was just long and fan service, but Infinity War was that deal. They said they wanted to do X-Men. They said they wanted to do X-Men, and now we have the rights to the characters.
Yep. Hugh Jackman is back.
Hugh Jackman is back.
Hugh!
Hugh! A guy can hope, right?
Yes, you
I
can.
can hope, right?
Yes,
So,
you can.
just
All
saying,
right.
Just saying.
Well, now, again, I am all for protesting because you have a right to your opinion. Everybody has a right to their opinion. We may not like that opinion, but then not everybody likes our opinion.
Yeah.
So respectfully, of course, everybody has a right to protest something.
They do.
Not a problem. Whatever. Alright? But at the same time, once you start to be belligerent and you start shattering windows, pulling fire alarms and whatnot, the same thing that, I'm sorry, I'm going to call it what it is. When black people protest and it gets to the point where they shatter windows and do this, that, the other thing, they're considered animals though. So my problem is how can another group of people that hasn't had nowhere near the length of struggle, oppression that another group of people have had can literally pretty much do what they want, and everybody basically sits there and acts like it's okay, because it's not. It's really not. And when you do that to a school, at a university, it's not okay. Because you obviously belong to have your ass back in middle school. Because that's the kind of mentality you're giving to me, like something you're taking isn't compatible with your brain. Whatever you're taking or whatever you're doing is not compatible for your brain. Now, a pro-woman talk hosted by the Turning Point USA, TPUSA chapter, and the Leadership Institute at the University of Washington was interrupted and later canceled after trans activists pulled the fire alarm and smashed a window. Olivia I'm going to butcher this name, Krozik, a free speech advocate who regularly speaks in defense of biological women, was slated to deliver her talk titled "Protect Women from Men, the Threat of the Trans Agenda" at Washington's Thomas Hall until the evening descended into chaos. A rally, just a small rally of under 50 people, hosted by Students for a Democratic Society, SDS, eventually joined a group of over 150 dancers and protesters, the school's new outlet, The Daily, reported on Monday. The group proceeded to bang on the windows of the classroom where the event was held, shattering one window. A noisemaker was thrown into the building, and a pulled fire alarm resulted in several moments of confusion and an eventual evacuation from the building, despite no visible fire shortly after. The report added that a local police chief confirmed the fire alarm had been pulled in the building's basement. Now, Fox News Digital reached out to the university for comment on the situation, and the spokesperson, Victor Volta, provided the following statement in response. The University of Washington is committed to free exchange of ideas and the principles of academic freedom, in accordance with the First Amendment of the U.S. Constitution, including some whose views may be considered controversial. UW police leadership was in conversation with organizers of Tuesday night's event several weeks ago to discuss plans to make it run as smoothly as possible and safely. The student group that invited the speaker unfortunately changed its plans during the course of the day. The group committed to requiring registration by attendees in advance of the event and did not follow through on that requirement. The statement continued, adding, "The responsibility for interrupting last night's event falls on those whose actions were disruptive and damaging, including breaking a window, graffiti in the building, and wasting firefighters' time with a false fire alarm. Anyone who is identified to have been responsible for vandalism or property damage will be pursued through legal channels." Now, informed discussion and debate are encouraged on our campus. However, it is clear that presenters and disruptors are in some cases seeking to antagonize one another in ways that provide dramatic content for their social media feeds. Tuesday's scheduled speaker told the student newspaper that she was excited the event was shut down. He said, referring to the comment made by her. Now, I'm almost excited about being shut down. I know that sounds weird, but I'm excited because that means we're doing something right. We're speaking the truth and they can't handle it. I'm going to keep preaching the truth because that's what God wants me to do. Now Krzyzewski, who serves as an ambassador for the Riley Gaines Center, a division of Leadership Institute which trains young voices to challenge leftist ideas, also took to X to share her reaction. My true intention for the event was to talk about the protection of women's sports and free speech. Now, the activist stated, noting that President Donald Trump had recently signed an executive order for college campuses to protect freedom of speech, which that should have always stayed there to begin with. Third-year student Valerie Marriott, who participated in the protest, told the Daily that the protest was held to celebrate the trans community and show that transphobia will not be tolerated on campus. I think we need to be showing pride in ourselves, showing people we're not these dangerous, demon-filled, awful people, she said. But you go break the windows, pull the fire alarm, and do exactly what people call other people animals for doing the same thing. See the double standards there. And it says, I think we needed to be showing... Krasinski expanded in comments to the Fox News Digital, explaining that to ensure her safety, the police had to address her in their gear to escort her out of the building. I am incredibly grateful for the quick thinking and professionalism of the officers that ensured my safety. And she was fully prepared to continue with the presentation. Didn't come to Seattle to be silenced, but I respected law enforcement's recommendation not to proceed given the immediate security threat posed by these protesters. This incident raises serious concerns about the safety of students, speakers, and the university community when campuses fail to ensure security for the free exchange of ideas. I hope the University of Washington will back up their words with action by holding those responsible for the disruption and destruction accountable. We're even happy to provide them with the video footage of the protesters so that the justice can be served. In today's culture, it's more important than ever to foster tolerance for ideas that may challenge the status quo. Woke culture thrives on silencing opposing voices, but free speech means protecting the right to hear and debate viewpoints we may not agree with. We must stand against this rising intolerance and encourage dialogue rather than destruction. Academic institutions should lead the way in ensuring that all voices can be heard, not just the ones that fit within the current cultural narrative. I hope to return to the university in the future to have this important conversation in a safe and respectful environment. And rightfully so. Because again, everybody has a right to protest, but when you start to act like an asshole, you end up becoming you look exactly as what you claim you don't want to look like. You don't want to be demonized, you don't want to be looked at as violent people, or you don't want to be looked at as this and that, but yet you just went out and showed exactly what kind of people you are. Because at the end of the day, you're no different. Again, this is where the double standards come in. People are called animals, and all these other ridiculous ass names, and being called everything else, and then protesting the death of somebody who was killed by law enforcement, while you're just mad because somebody wants to speak their mind. And this cancel culture bullshit needs to be flushed down the toilet, just like all the other shit, because it just shows that you guys have been hurt. Obviously, too much. So, get it together. I get that you don't like the fact that you're being called a man because you have a penis between your legs still. But get it together.
And
on that note.
Yeah, on that note. Closing out the episode, just want one word of wisdom to go out here. Let me make sure I say it correctly.
Yes, yes.
Losers hate winners. Don't get mad at them for being haters. Just remember that to a loser, a winner's presence can be traumatic.
Very traumatic. Namaste.
Namaste.
Until next time, guys, we will see you on That Is How Monday. So don't forget to like, comment, subscribe,
and
share,
get
notified so you get new content. Get
each and every time we post
new content, you will get notified.
Yeah.
All right, so we will see you next time on That Is How Monday, guys. Deuces.
Deuces.
Stop taking stupid